All right, so one of the things that I don't like about this bike are these really tall handlebars. As you can see, I had to haul this on my bike hauler because of those tall handlebars. It's too tall to fit in the back of my van standing up. And that's normally how I haul moped style bikes, because most of them will fit in there. But this one, these tall handlebars are just a little bit too tall to get in the back of my van. Anyway, that's just one of those areas that they cheaped out to keep things cost efficient, but it is a little bit annoying, but to be expected at this bike's price point. All right, so this is a pretty impressive bike considering the price point. You can get this as of today on Amazon for $499 with $10 shipping. Now, those prices are subject to change, but that is the price today. And if you can get this bike for 500 bucks, it's a pretty good deal. Now, for that, you get a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery, CST 20x4 tires, cast rims, pretty comfortable seat here, though in shipping it had a zip strip tied around it. I'm hoping that that mark raises back up out of there. And as I said, it is a moped style bike. This is a steel frame, but it's a kind of small tube frame, so it's not as light as an aluminum bike, but it's not super heavy for a moped bike. This is coming in around 75 pounds. One thing that I do like about this bike is that though these controls are pretty cheap, it does have a keyed switch here, and it has a full twist throttle, and your controls for this are just toggled through this green button here. So you've got 3 levels. And the downside to that is if you want to go to level 2 from level 3, you can't go back. You have to cycle around to get there. But yeah, we got our standard Shimano shifter. Nice big headlight here. And there's what the headlight looks like turned on. We've also got a tail light in the back. And we've got turn signals, brake light. So the control scheme on this bike is pretty cheap, but you do get a lot of features with this bike. So I would say that for the price of around $500, you really can't beat this bike. Now, if they decide to change the price later, I would say that's going to change the decision-making factor as to whether or not you should buy this bike. But I would say that at this price, you're getting a pretty good deal. Let's take it down the trail now. It's starting to get late. It's very hot. It's very humid today. As soon as the sun starts going down, the mosquitoes are going to start coming out. So I'm also racing a thunderstorm, it looks like. So once I get moving on this bike, I'm not going to stop. So I'm going to take the bike down on my standard 8 mile down, 8 mile back, 16 mile total ride, and see what kind of life we have on the battery when we get back. All right, let's knock out a quick speed test and speedometer accuracy test here. I'm starting out in level 1 to get going. It's got a pretty peppy takeoff. Level 1 on GPS is saying 13 miles per hour, but on the speedometer of the bike it's saying 17. Let's go up in level 2. Saying 26 on the built-in speedometer, 19 on GPS, and level 3. Alright, it's saying like 34. I gotta slow down for pedestrians here. Alright, so let's go back up into our top speed here. Oh, it's getting bumpy through here. It's saying 36 on the built-in speedometer and 26 on GPS. That's where I'm going to call it. It seems to be pegged out there. So yeah, the speedometer is not accurate. We got about a top speed of 26, and that is pretty standard for a 48 volt e-bike. But anyway, I'm gonna just do our range test now. So we're gonna ride down 8 miles and turn around, come back 8 miles. I've found one thing I don't like about this bike already. So I've got this stem cranked down pretty tight, about as tight as I can go, and that is not good. So El Cheapo stem there, I don't like that. Anyway, I'm gonna go down our 8 mile ride, come back 8 miles, but I'm gonna do that in level 2 with a top speed of around 20 miles per hour, like 18 to 20 miles per hour. And I'm not really going to put any effort into pedaling this thing because moped style bikes are not good for pedaling anyway. The bike rides nice. It's a comfortable seat and it's got a good, comfortable layout for the handlebars. Now, as far as like braking goes, they're pretty cheap. They could be better. They are line-driven disc brakes. These brakes are going to be fine for casual riding like this, but if you do any kind of like city commuting where you need to do a lot of braking and grab those brakes fast at 75 pounds plus rider weight, I weigh 190. These brakes are going to be kind of weak for any kind of downhill or any emergency braking, but for casual riding like this, they're going to be just fine. I do like this full twist throttle. This is very nice as far as comfort goes for the ride. So with this stem, not only is the stem weak as far as like twisting from this way to that way, but also the pullback is not good. So if you buy this bike, I would plan on spending an extra 10 bucks and getting a better stem to put on it too. All right, I got the bike up in level 3 now because I'm getting ready to do a hill climb test. Now, as we approach this hill, take a look at how steep this hill is right here, not when we get there, because as you can see, this hill is pretty steep, but once we get up on it, the action camera is going to flatten the hill out and make it look a lot less steep. All right, I'm stopping here at the base of the hill. We're going to take off from a dead stop and see how this bike does for climbing the hill. The bike weighs 75 pounds. I weigh around 190. And again, we are in level 3. Oh, about midway up, it's starting to peter out a little bit. I might have to pedal a little bit to help it get to the rest of the way to the top, but we will see. No, it made it on its own. It says it's doing 17 miles per hour, but I think as we confirm, that's probably closer to about 13 miles per hour. Now, I'm going to turn around and get back on the trail, get off of this country road, because I don't like riding e-bikes on country roads. Now we're going to go down and have a downhill advantage to see how fast we can get it up to. Whoa, 41! Glad to be back on the trail. Now, when we came downhill, the bike speedometer said we hit 41, but we know that is not true because the bike speedometer is not accurate. That was probably closer to like 30, 31. All right, nothing to do now but to continue our range test. All right, we are coming up on the halfway point, the 8 mile mark up here, and I'm going to talk about my final thoughts on this bike because I've come to my final assessment, and that is, I think this bike is worth it because it's got decent bones, but if you buy this bike, I think you should expect that you're going to have to spend a few extra bucks to make it tolerable. It's a decent bike with a solid foundation at a cheap price with a bunch of cheap parts, and a lot of those cheap parts are going to need to be replaced probably sooner rather than later, especially the stem. This stem is absolute garbage. The rest of the bike is tolerable, but I would expect that if you buy this bike, you're going to have to spend around 10 to 20 bucks to change out this stem almost immediately. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. But stick around till the end of the video if you want to see the final results of the range test. And here we are at Eagle Hill. This is our 8-mile mark. I am not even going to stop. I'm going to just do a quick turnaround because I don't want to be swarmed by mosquitoes. All right, I got a little bit less than a mile to go to get back to the beginning of the ride, probably closer to like a half mile. But we are at 2 out of 4 bars, so 50% on battery life. And it is going to be, by the time we get there, 16 miles. The reason that I am not going to stop and chit-chat about it when I get there is because the mosquitoes are out in full force, and as soon as I get back, I'm going to pack the bike up and I'm going to get the heck out of Dodge. But those are the results of the range test of the Askmy E500. Like I said, it's a cheap bike with cheap components, but you're getting it at a cheap price, so as long as you keep your expectations in the cheap range, you should be pretty happy with this bike.